This whole monomolecular Descartes reductionistic approach is how we got to where we are today,
Okay.
and there is some power in that type of approach. But if you look at a plant that has evolved through trial and error and interrelationship with animal species over 34 million years, it it I believe has had the benefit of considerable time in the lab.
Mhm.
And part of the interesting thing is we don't even know what's in the plant.
Mhm.
Every year we're finding more and more and huge antibacterial cannabinoids and the terpenes and the interactions. And so every year we find more components. We certainly don't understand how they interact together, yet alone the sum total of this
Mhm.
plant. And so it's really hard for me to kind of uh, be real excited about, well, let's pull this molecule out and give someone
Mm.
1,000 times more of that and then study the effect. Because, in fact, that is what we do in organic chemistry and pharmaceutical chemistry. We're looking to find a single molecule and
Mhm.
preferably create a synthetic version that we can patent and turn into a financial profit center.
Mm.
But we take out of this incredibly, deeply integrated plant a molecule, and yes, we can, if we give you 1,000 times more of it than any other animals ever used, we can produce an effect, we can produce a paper, we can produce a patent, we can produce a product, we can create a marketing plan. But just because we can, is that necessarily of benefit to many people other than those that have a
Mm.
stake in the development of patented medicines? And the issue is, as we look at the complexity of the receptors, as we've gone from CB1, which was initially identified because it is where THC bound, and so we said, well, if THC binds there, the body's got to be producing a molecule that binds there, and we discovered anandamide, and with anandamide, the messenger molecule and a receptor, the birth of the endogenous cannabinoid system appeared. Well, since that birth decades ago, we're now looking at many receptors, and we're now finding them functionally installed on the organelles inside of the cell. We're finding that we're now labeling receptors by the intracellular organelles. So there was a lecture or a poster on MT-CB1. So those are mitochondrial
Mm.
CB1 receptors. And we're finding CB2, we're finding GPR55, and as we come back and look, we're likely to find GPR18, GPR 119, possibly GPR 35. And if you got this very complex regulatory system in place, to come in with a monomolecular approach, and now you got this 20-pound sledgehammer, and you're just going to
Mm.
be pounding on one receptor of a very complex interrelated system, it just we're smarter than that. You know, just yes, you could produce papers and profits, but this is a system where
Mm.
a modicum of respect um, probably would go a long ways, because you can't take a really complex system and just stimulate a single point. Yes, you can make rimonabant, but then you produce, you know, MS and suicidal behaviors and
Mm.
spin off all these side effects, because you come in there with a very strong effect, because
Mm.
that's what pharmaceutical science wants. You want to be able to give a person a pill and have them go, wow, I feel better. And that instant powerful relief is what sells the product. But that really often is not a good approach for a chronic condition where you
Mm.
want to slowly decrease the cause of the pain, as opposed to sweep in with a stunning kind of home run hit that a person goes, wow, yeah, took that pill and 20 minutes later I feel great. Down the road, you're likely to have a lot of problems from that approach,
Mm.
because that instantaneous pharmaceutical mega dose is likely to cause disruptions in
Mm.
this delicate balance that's trying to
Right.
keep cells functioning